Hello everybody, I'm Master Wabbit, and let's keep playing Pyre. Previously, we picked up a new party member, well, not really a party member, more like a behind-the-scenes member of Sandalwood, our quote-unquote employer. We played around against the Chastity and beat the other sap that was like a rich 1%er jerk, and now we found our next destination, which is going to be the Fall of Solium. So, let's continue along our journey. At dawn, Volfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods, into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. Alright, let's go through the Skolian Shore. You have not yet been to this region of the downside. Volfred revealed this to be one path through the woods into the north. You get clear of the woods at last, and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Elodiel. You will have to make it all the way to the top. In a moment of respite, I'm not sure, is it respite or respite? Whatever, respite, that's the way I like it. Volfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites, and the plan to which he alluded. You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible. Am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject and only know the truth of how you feel. What does freedom mean to you? Oh, doing what you want? Freedom means being able to make decisions on your own terms. Achieving inner peace. Freedom means having a clear conscience and a carefree heart. Having no master. Freedom means answering to no one's will other than your own. Going where you please. Freedom means being able to go where the heart yearns, without restriction and without fear. To feel true love. Freedom means not having one's strongest feelings and emotions repressed or rebuffed. Living without fear. Freedom means living life without concern for others' judgment or approval. Nothing at all. Freedom is just another empty goal to chase, to give one's life a false sense of meaning, or remain silent. Freedom means not being forced into responding to such questions. Okay, nothing at all. This is very bleak. I will say that. Living without fear, that has little to do with freedom. To feel true love would be nice. From all of these answers, honestly, having no master, that's what I feel. You tell Volfred that freedom means not having to answer to anyone and going through life beholden only to one's own will. He considers your remarks for a short while. Perhaps you led a troubled childhood, my boy, for all of us at one time or another had to answer to someone with more wisdom in the world than we. Wow, deep cut, Volfred. But yeah, that's kind of true. Though you make reference to the kind of authority which governs the commonwealth we know, which sent us down the river into exile. Would you be free if you were ruled beneath those bylaws once again? He then turns his attention to the whole group. Now let me tell you all what freedom means to me. Freedom means to live life without fear. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. Freedom means not being made to a criminal for what you know or whom you love, or what you choose to think or not think. He looks out towards the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more. Why are you using the word could so often? And you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At the least, you would become complicit to an ancient system that was designed to cast down others such as you. It is a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost, and the 8 scribes, if they are out there still, have made quite clear they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling now. The plan, then, is this. We free each other from the downside through the rites. Then we meet up on the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. Spiral Sanctum? The burned-down remains of the old capital of the Commonwealth. The remains stand as a warning to those who would seek to spread forbidden knowledge. You're plotting a revolt? Just so. I'm asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be a part of this, nor is it in my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish. Live out your remaining days here, like so many others. So if anyone among you prefers that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth as you are doing here, then speak now. Volfred pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some others not. But all of you are bound together through the rites, and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom? You will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth, but together you can bring it about, both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. Then he lets out a long breath. That's it. I ask you all to think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. Volfred turns towards the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said, and plot the wagon's northward path. There's only one way to go. Path leading northward to the Sacred Mountain. Volfred indicates that this is the only way to reach the base of Mount Elodial. Beyond lies Mount Elodial. I suggest we make camp here at the base of the mountain, for we shall need our spirits and our strength to make the ascent. Oh, the Beyonder Crystal seeks Fae. Alright. And someone wishes to talk. Hey, Sandalwood. There you are, my boy. There was something which I wanted to discuss with you in private. Volfred stares at you rather intently, as if reaching out to you, and then why is this text flashing? He is a long-standing exile of the Nightwings who seeks more than his own freedom. You do know what it means to be a reader. Those such as we are not limited to reading passages from a book. Though your ability in this I sense is nascent still, mere flashes, uncontrollable. I see as well now that they haven't told you yet, your friends, and that explains a lot. They haven't told you readers such as you cannot go free. I had wondered why you would insist on pressing onward with this group in light of this. Answer then was plain. You simply did not know, or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason they would themselves know other than Tariq, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected, when at first we met, that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passages in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. Only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. Perhaps you had not gotten to that part just yet. Volfred breaks free from you and looks at you again. Then he speaks to you as normal. It is plain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group values you as a reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you are getting into here. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So once again, I invite you to depart, and I will see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you are welcome. But this journey we are on, it has no guarantees. Not for you, nor any one of us. Do you understand? Volfred indicates that readers such as yourself cannot go free through the rites. Say you understand. There's more at stake here than your freedom alone, and besides, perhaps there is a way. Say I don't care. You have learned in life to keep your expectations low and tempered. Say nothing. If Volfred really wishes to know your thoughts on the subject, he knows where to find them. So yeah, there's a bit of a plot twist. By conducting these rites, we as the reader cannot go free from the downside. But I understand. This is all part of a plan. You understand the words of warning, yet just the same, you choose to carry on. There is more than you wish to achieve on this journey than freedom for yourself. I admire that, my boy. Then, very well. Know that we have much at stake here in this, anyway. Much more than just a shot at going back into that commonwealth which cast us down here to begin with. It sounds like you intend to stick around. Then, we'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then. He strides out of the wagon then, leaving you with your thoughts. Rookie's out for a stroll. Alright. Well, Sandra Stasis, pacing aimlessly, inside a Beyonder crystal. You bring me brief reprieve from solitude. What seeks you in this exchange? What's on your mind, girl? How very kind of you to visit me again like this, oh lovely reader. For I was just standing about in the blackness of this void, thinking it would be most pleasant if something were to happen for a change. There was a long period of time that this incarceration of mine failed utterly to do anything but bring me peace of mind. Not much of a punishment. I invite you to imagine upbringing among the Sisters of the Arch, living on the outskirts of civilization. Your days all full of training which could kill you or just cripple you for life. Sisters of the Arch, an ancient band of killers trained almost from birth to carry out their missions without fail. All of the sisters needed was a name and a sum of 500 sol up front. How do you suppose I lost my sight? Through glorious battle with the scribes, or in a careless sparring session with my master? But I've not forgotten enough just yet. In any case, at first I welcomed the prospect of not having to struggle every moment to survive. But in less than 2 centuries, why, I started to grow terribly bored. It did not help at all that the Nightwings of the early days were the stodgiest lot you could imagine, obsessed with obeying the book as strictly as they could. Some of them started to remind me of myself, I think, when I was young. Such idiots, the lot of them. But what am I saying, lovely reader? I shall not bore you further with such matters. I would have bored myself to death back then, if only I could die. Like so many other things, I think mortality is something often taken for granted until it is taken away. So, given your mortality, what say that we get back to business here? Alright, let's get Scribe Trial going. You need but choose among those unenlightened fools with whom you travel. Oh, Faye! Yeah, let's keep the flinging orb. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Faye. I must admit, I do sense something from that one. I once had a wild heart myself, quite like her own. We shall see if there is more to her than that. Let us bring her forth. Soon Faye arrives, in heed of the summons. The scribes. I think that if I listen carefully, then I can hear them calling out to me. Then whoosh, in we go. Soul-called savages such as Faye are similar to nomads such as Headwind in the Rites, but move in quick, sudden bursts. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, girl. The place where you reside at present has but a single rule, which is, you answer to me here. Wow. Okay, I will. Such naive enthusiasm. Now be silent. It is plain to me that you have much to learn as yet about the rites, but you have learned something, and I would see you prove it without the benefit of anyone, save for your reader. Okay. Are you out there to help me with this, mister? Yep. Oh, we got some imps. Oops. Oh, boy. Yeah. This one I remember being real tough. Ow. That. Yeah, this is not going very well. Oops. Okay. Clearly not the strategy here. I'll take that. Oh, darn it. Oh, boy. This is not going very well. I'm gonna take that. Or, wow. Wow. Wow, I'm being smoked. Running. Ow. There we go. Finally on the board. I just need to do that 2 more times. Uh-oh. Oh, darn it. Not good. Return, return, return! No. Not good. Not good! Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, 2 more scores like that and I'm toast. I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh, no. Not good. Get over here. Get over here. Oh, no. I'm going to lose this one, aren't I? This one's going to take me a bit. Oh, no. Oh, no. So this is what happens when you lose one of these. Sandra's the winner. I'm sorry, I just thought I could do better. As expected, the Moon Touch girl is not fully competent. Moon Touch, those deemed impaired by Commonwealth standards or very different in a negative sense. I would tell you not to waste my time, girl, but the truth is that my time is there for you to waste. Do inform me when reality catches up with your expectations. Do you wish to reattempt the phased scribe trial? Yes, we can do better. Excellent. Another opportunity to prey upon the... Not reading that again. Come on. Okay. Try banishing your opponents to create an opening. I'm going to keep attempting this until I get it done. Okay, I'm doing better this time. Not by much. Okay. That's right. Get to the ball. Get to the ball. Dunk! There we go! Yeah, Faye! Okay, how did I do? How did I do? I must admit that you did better than I had expected, girl. You have passed this trial of yours. Some congratulations are in order to you and also to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Did I imagine all of that, mister? Because I hope I didn't. Wow, what is that you have there? You receive Kaelmer's Anklet for completing Faye's trial. After Faye casts her aura, it can bounce off of objects and solid surfaces. The Royal Trader's Hollow Band ensured the Sisters of the Arch were to carry out their mission. Wait, does that mean that somehow she's related to the Sisters of the Arch? Who knows? Accept the award. No, award, reward. Whatever. Alright, we got that out of the way, but, we need to talk about this plan, Volfred. Earlier, Volfred called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plans in more detail. Instead, he reveals some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I'm saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourself out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our way back one by one, or not at all. But I swore that we'd go free together. We may go free together yet, but it is going to take time, and this is only the first phase. You, Hedwin, and the others exchange glances. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here is how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we're going to ascend Mount Elodial, there to the north. You may not think this wagon fits for it, though rest assured it's made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy pass through there, as your reader could attest. if he did not merely skim that chapter of the book. I may have read the Cliff Notes. But Scribes Gate. It is said the scribes themselves keep watch over Scribes Gate. The judgment of the scribes determine who can cross and who is sent the fast way down. Afterwards, we'll reach the fall of Solium and meet our adversaries in the Rites. They are to be the Tempers, led by the demon Ignarius. You'll know him when you see him. Alright, Fall of Solium, one of the downside celestial landmarks. The temple at the highest point of the downside exists to honor the 8 scribes. The Tempers, a mighty triumvirate that has been the closest rival of the Nightwings, led by the demon Ignarius. And Ignarius, he is the notorious demon leader of one of the most feared triumvirates in the Rites. Both you and they shall choose someone from your respective ranks. Then, once one of the triumvirates prevails, their somebody will be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to the Commonwealth? Precisely. Once returned, our somebody is taken in and clothed and fully pardoned. The Commonwealth knows about all of this? The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into exile is forever and freedom from the downside is impossible. Many of these details the scribes themselves wished to be kept secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to protect those secrets well. So then that's it. We climb the mountain, someone goes back, and everyone else stays? For most of those participating in the rites, yes, that's it. But I like your connotation, and indeed for us, that isn't it at all. If one of us returns, it shall be just a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now. Gather your strength. We'll talk again on our way up. Volfred leaves the rest of you to consider what he said. You have time now for your vocations. At dawn, you shall begin your ascent of Mount Elodial. Well, You know what? Right now I'm thinking I need to study in private, so that way, global bonus to everybody. You find a relatively quiet clearing to study the Book of Rites with undivided attention, though greater understanding comes the reader's influence. Alright, the Book of Rites, an ancient manuscript revealing a mystic path to freedom from the downside. For centuries, the teachings of the 8 scribes have been passed down through oral tradition alone. Interesting, so the fact that we have a Book of Rites is interesting. And the reader's influence. Attribute bonuses you bestow on all of your fellow exiles who participate in the rites. The triumvirate whose reader is well attuned to the book has an inherent edge against its adversaries. Alright. Focus on which aspect of the Book of Rites. Its teaching and wisdom, its authority and their proudness, its innate mystic power, or its fundamental purpose. Righteousness current rank 0 out of 2. Master the other aspects of the book to unlock this. So, quickness, hope. Alright, it's teaching and wisdom. You concentrate on the substance of the words and teachings of the Book of Rites, such as you understand them thus far. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. You gain the reader's influence, spirits. Each rank raises your fellow exiles' hope, making them return from banishment more quickly. Rank 1 of 2, all Nightwings gain +1 hope. Let's finish studying. So this is how we level up ourselves, essentially, by reading a book. Same as in real life, kids, am I right? Hopefully not. Alright, let's continue along our journey, because hang on. I'm gonna check real quick. Sandra, you got something? Nope, nothing on her mind. Alright, farewell. Yeah, let's continue along our journey. To Mount Elodial! You have not been to this region of the downside. Volfred states that your ascent of Mount Elodial shall begin here. Here before you lies Mount Elodial, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon this mountain lies the only place from which you can escape the downside. Your companions gather round again before Volfred, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now in hand, you sense a tension in the air. Now then, you all have many questions, no? I've done a lot of talking, so go on, ask away. But there is only silence. one question stands out in your mind, which you refrain from asking yet. If only one of you is to go free at first, who shall it be? Go on now, don't be shy. Who first? Questions. Why us? Why you indeed, madam. That I can explain. You've seen the sort you stand against as adversaries in the Rites. What is it that they want, do you suppose? They want their freedom back, of course. They'll settle for it on the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom and some cushy new responsibilities. Perhaps then they'll have a hand in sending still more exiles here to join us. Think on it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of a fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped this place via the Rites. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honor those ones who live to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not? But as for you, I've been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I needed was for somebody appropriate to show up and to listen. So I planted many little eyes and ears throughout this land, whispering hints of this, absurd as it may sound. Took someone with a certain faith and creativity to go for it. That someone proved to be a headwind over there. Not a headwind, just proved to be a headwind. Whatever. Reading is hard, okay? There are a lot of words in this RPG, but then again, it's an RPG. If it doesn't have a lot of words, it's not an RPG. Now, is it? He was tasked with seeking two trustworthy allies, an old buried wagon and a reader. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts, gather enough help, and he and his friends could be free. Long story, but you know much of the rest. So then, why you? Because I've reason to believe you're not the sort to play right back into the Commonwealth's old hand. The Rites, as you have seen, are quite exclusive. You are imposters in this little party. You could be the ones to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head is beginning to spin. You can excuse yourself or keep listening. Continue listening to Volfred. Yes, this is important. Your fellow exile's freedom seems to hinge on Volfred's plan. You ought to consider his every word. No, that's quite enough. Soon you'll have another right to conduct. Best to focus on matters close to hand. Well, this is going to be a very lore-heavy episode, so yeah, this is important. Volfred's explanations are a lot to take in, though you feel compelled to absorb as much of what he is willing to tell you at this point. He prompts for further questions when Jodariel raises her voice again. Hold. You mistook my meaning. I understand your plan. Still, I wish to know, why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this liberation rite? On a blooded moon at the fall of Solium, an exile from the prevailing triumvirate shall go free. The anointed champion then shall plunge into the Shimmer Pool and return in glory. The Book of Rites. Ah, I see. Well, but that is simple, really, madam. You are chosen. You are qualified, I should say, because, as the expression goes, 'tis what the scribes ordain. Though, in this case, the expression is quite literally true. When the Eight created the Rites, each one of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf. Exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their numbers as their individuals moved on or passed on. You've met them today as they are. No, you've met them as they are today. The accusers, the withdrawn, and so on. The withdrawn, triumvirate of bog dwellers, compelled by sinister forces rather than by freedom. The accusers, a vindictive triumvirate that conducted many liberation rites in the past, but seldom prevailed, led by the nomad Lendl the Liar. The Eight scribes also formed a special group against which all the others would be judged. That group they called the Nightwings. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up to the Rites, you see. The others erstwhile jockey for position, for a chance to take you on. Yeah, well, what if we don't? What if we don't show up? Then you would deny yourselves a chance at freedom, and deny it also to your adversaries. Victory means nothing in a common rite, then? Participation is all that matters? Not so, madam. Only the enlightened may regain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, the scribes do favor the victor. So, you see, those who do not conduct the rites or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they may find themselves barred from the liberation rites. But these are technicalities. The Nightwings disbanded years ago. Since then, no one has gone free. Yet still the other triumvirates pressed on, with fleeting hope that one day you'd be back. It has been a heavy price to pay in all of this. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'll talk again, some other time. Words are hard, okay? Some murmur to themselves about all this as Volfred takes his leave. Others reconnoiter pathways leading up the mountain and present you with some options. Okay, so reconnaissance, reconnoiter. RPGs teach you new words. Okay, so we have the Emperor's Ascent. Faye believes the 8 scribes will bless whoever goes there, and Emperor's Fall. Pamitha expects some long-lost valuables to be stashed here. Let's go with the Emperor's Ascent. Because I have enough valuables as of this moment. The sublime beauty of Mount Elodial, along with the thin air this high above the sea, has been enough to silence even the most talkative of your companions. However, Faye has been positively bursting with excitement. Isn't it wonderful? I think it really is, don't you? Tizo seems not to share Faye's enthusiasm. He does not like the cold. You've been here before, Tizo, isn't that so? Why would you ever leave? I wouldn't leave. I'd stay. I'd think I'd stay. Unless maybe I get too cold or hungry. Wait, is that? Something about her changes then. Wait, look, but Tizo, don't you see? Look, don't you see them there? Tizo seems to be exclaiming something in utter disbelief. You yourself see nothing, but Faye rises almost off her feet as the imp looks on, astonished. Was that the scribes? It was. I know it was. They said something to me. They spoke to me. They told us we are welcome, that we're welcome here. Faye runs off to spread the word among all your companions. Strangely enough, her enthusiasm is infectious, and in spite of everything, your spirits rise. Your companions gain 2 hope for the next rite. So now we have the Temple High Road, first of 2 paths leading to the mountain summit. Hedwyn expresses a passing whim to see the view from here, or the Temple Cistern. Sir Gilman wishes to look upon the sacred waters here. Let's go to the Temple High. Yeah, Temple High Road. You and Hedwyn walk in silence for some time as he conducts a customary survey of the area. Well, my friend, no sign of howlers, as Jody would say, no sign of anything at all. You sense something is troubling him. Oh, I've just been giving lots of thought to everything that Volfred's told us. In another couple of days, one of us may be gone all of a sudden. Or, I don't mean to put it that way, one of us could go free. We earn our way back one by one, as he said. I want you to know something. The others and I, we talked it over, and when the time comes, we want you to decide. Decide who gets to go, if anyone. This might all be a part of Volfred's plan, but we got here thanks to you. And even though I'm worrying right now about us splitting up, I guess if Volfred has his way, all of us will meet up on the other side. And won't that be a day? Worst case, we keep failing in the rites and be stuck down here together, just like this. The 2 of you walk on in silence for a time. When at last you return to the wagon, Hedwyn turns to you again. Thanks for the company. I think I'm better now. Hedwyn feels more prepared for the next rite. Hope likewise for the best. A little bit of that. All right. You and your companions gather at Scribe's Gate, where the single narrow trail to the summit narrows even more and falls under an archway carved of stone. What lies beyond these doors? We'll find out in the next episode. So, until next time, everybody, take care.